All right, so we're gonna georeference that drawing. So I've already isolated the 363 parcel here, which will be helpful. So I'm gonna zoom out to see the whole thing because we're gonna bring this drawing in, and then we're gonna set control points, what's called. So we're gonna tell ArcMap that this specific point, basically the edge of one of these parcels, is exactly at this point in that drawing, and then we're going to go to the other corner. We're going to say this other point on that drawing is exactly at this point on the map, and it's just going to like warp everything to be correctly located on the map. And then we're going to save it. So another new toolbar, which you use occasionally, georeferencing. So we're gonna. You can see there's no options yet because you don't have a drawing to use. If you go out to where you have that drawing stored, which currently it's on my desktop, you can just drag and drop it onto your map. I'll put it here at the bottom. And it's automatically confusing because nothing happens. It doesn't show up anywhere because it has no way to know where it's supposed to go, right? Like one of the big things about GIS data is it knows exactly where every single part of it is supposed to be on the Earth. And this stuff is just some picture. But you can see in the toolbar here that it's listed in my options. If you had multiple, it would just list multiple drawings. And the first thing we want to do is, under this toolbar, is fit to display, which will pop the drawing into what you're looking at. So that's why I zoomed out so you can see the whole thing, because now it's kind of a little bit similar than what's on the ground. Now this is always the hardest part, is figuring out which points on this background map actually match up to the GIS data. So I think actually the easiest place to look is going to be this little corner here, matching up to this little corner here. So that'll be a good first place. So we're going to drop control points, which are add control points. There aren't many tools in this box. I mean, one thing we could do is rotate this drawing, which is hard to do anyway because it doesn't. So we could rotate it a little bit, and then we could, if you click on this little arrow next to it, you can shift it to be pretty close. So then I can go look. But then the way you really do it is you drop control points. So you can do, click on the add control points, then you click on the drawing, right, as exactly as you can, and then you click on where it should go in GIS, and it will move it there. Then best practice is to go to the other corner of this thing and just do it twice. So hopefully if it was drawn correctly, it will just snap right in and it will look like it was meant to be there. So we'll do this other corner up here. So just go in on that. And always remember, the thing that's hard to remember is you click on the drawing first and then you tell it where it should be in GIS. So I click on that corner and then click on the edge. Awesome. So somebody did this right. They probably started with that parcel base from Biddeford. So it's kind of like just matching it back up. So you can see the edges just match perfectly. And then the last step is if you do update georeferencing, it just creates a little file that comes with that JPEG now that tells it this is how you should orient yourself and this is where you belong on the Earth. So pretty helpful little thing. If you do rectify, it'll just do it differently, but that's all that means is, you know, find yourself. And so once I have that, we are good to start doing that whole process again. So if we wanted to digitize the vernal pools, we could create a new shapefile, and then we could start just outlining them. And then basically, like, you know, given their type, Here, I'll just do one, just so we can kind of go all the way through in one video. Okay, we'll digitize this one. It looks like that's, we'll figure out what it is after we do it. So, we want to make a new shapefile. Again, new shapefile. We'll call it wetlands and vernal pools. And again, we'll give it state plane west and OK, close. And it, oh, I made a point by mistake. So that's a good, so I'm going to remove that. And then I'm going to delete it. And then I'm going to make another one. New shapefile. Wetlands, vernal pools. And this time I'm going to remember to change it to a polygon. State plane west. Okay. Okay. Close. Oh. Alright, wetlands, vernal pools. And it added it automatically, so we'll just do. And again, I'm going to right click on it and say data, or sorry, edit features, start editing. Continue. And then I'm going to click on it over here. And then I'm just going to draw it. I'm going to click on every, well, maybe not every point. I'm going to make it pretty approximate. Well, you can still get pretty close. Okay, double click to finish. Now, well, let's take a look at that. Symbology there, and then go to the legend on that map, and I might just pull it up next to it. Whoops. Okay, so it looks like that was wetlands, and it was a natural vernal pool. So this is a good continuation of what we were talking about before. If you go to the attributes window, see it doesn't have any place to put that information in. So we're going to stop editing, and we're going to save our edits, and we're going to open the table, and we're just going to add a couple fields. And we're going to do just text fields, we'll just do wetlands as one, and we'll just do vernal pools as the other. Okay, shapefiles don't like field names that are over 8 characters, so you gotta cut it off sometimes. Now that I've added those, when I edit again, and I go to my attributes, I'll be able to click on that and go to wetlands, and I suppose we could just do yes, no. And vernal pools, I suppose yes, no, just to make it easy. Stop editing, save my edits, and there we go. And then as I draw the other polygons that are in this drawing, just keep track of that stuff, and then we'll be able to use that later. Okay.